Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to look at trigonometrical ratios of 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees in short forms. Let's start with 30 and 60 degrees. 30 degrees and 60 degrees. We use an equilateral triangle. You know that an equilateral triangle has equal sides. So we draw an equilateral triangle. Let's say the sides are 2 each. You know that the angle subtended by the two lines is 60 degrees plus 60, 120 plus another 60, 180 to make the angle in a triangle. So if we divide one of the sides into 2, let's say this one, it will divide the line opposite it into 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. This angle is 30 degrees and this angle is 30 degrees. So this angle is 60. This angle is 60. Now, from here, to generate this point, this line X, we know that this angle here is 90 degrees, 90. So that 90 plus this 150 plus 30, 180, angle in a triangle, sum up to 180 degrees. So, in order to find S, we use Pythagoras theorem. Using Pythagoras theorem, we say that the square on the hypotenuse, which is 2 squared, is equal to the sum of squares on the other two sides in any right angle triangle. 1 squared plus x squared. Therefore, x squared is equal to 4 minus 1, and x is equal to root 3. Therefore, here is root 3. Okay, now to fit in the values of these points, you see that sine 30, so sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos 30 is equal to k. A is adjacent over and h is hypotenuse. Tan 30 is equal to toa, opposite over adjacent. So sine 30 in this case, this point in this our table is from here. Sine 30 is the opposite is 1 and the hypotenuse is half. So you write 1 over 2, and 1 over 2 is 0.5, if you like, 0, 0. Cos 30, on the other hand, is adjacent to this angle, is this place, over sine cos 30 adjacent over hypotenuse is root 3 over 2, and that will give us about 0.8660. Also, tan 30 is opposite over adjacent. So tan 30 is opposite over adjacent. 1 over root 3, 1 over root 3. And 1 over root 3 using a calculator is 0.5774 approximately. So from here, you will also see that there is 60, or any of the 60s you use, you find out that cos sine 60, for here, the adjacent of 60 is this, the opposite is this line, and the hypotenuse is this, because here also is 90 degrees. So we say sine 60 is opposite over hypotenuse. Sine 60 is opposite over hypotenuse. We come here and write opposite is root 3 over hypotenuse 2. And root 3 over 2 is this 0.8660. Okay, from here also cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse 1 over root 2. So you write in here 1 over 2. So which is 0.500 if you like 0. Then also tan 60 is opposite over adjacent. So opposite of 60 is root 3 over here. That's root 3 over 1. Root 3 over 1. And root 3 over 1 is equal to 1.7320 if you like, approximately. So that is for 60 degrees. So if we want to do for 45 degrees, which is the next one, for 45 degrees, we normally use a square. You know that a square has all the sides equal and all the angles equal. So 90 degrees. So if we divide one of the squares, one of the angles, if we divide them into two, bisect them into two or divide them into two, we have 45 here, 45 here degrees, 45 here, 45 here. So that each of these right angle triangle, there are now two, it will be 45, 45, 90, that's 180. 45, 45, 90, 180. So we'll use one of it. Okay, we use one of it. 1 x. So in order to find x now, we also use the Pythagoras theorem. So we have that x squared is equal to 1 squared plus 1 squared, and that is 1 plus 1, 2, which means that x is equal to root 2. So here you write root 2. So remember, here is 45, here is 45. So you can use any of the 45 degrees to find to fill in these boxes. So you now say sine 45 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite to this one is 1. Hypotenuse is this. Opposite to this one is 1. And hypotenuse is this. So it's 1 over root 2. 1 over root 2. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse for this angle, adjacent over hypotenuse for this angle. In each case, it is 1 over root 2 also. 1 over root 2. 1 over root 2 is equal to about 0.7071. 0.7071. Okay, the last one is tan 45 degrees, which is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent for this one, that is 1 over 1. For this one is opposite over adjacent, also 1 over 1. 1 over 1, which is 1.000. So viewers, you can see that we have easily transformed these angles from trigonometrical ratios into their short form, and you can go further to get the irrational numbers there on these sides. Thank you for viewing. Please subscribe.